parents and students of middle school and high school, I know this is a really busy time for you right now. You are closing out the summer and getting ready to head back to school. And both parents and students are on the cusp of making final decisions of where they're going to commit their time and their energy this year. And before you make those final commitments, I know that some of you are on the fence about whether or not to join my mastermind this year. And so I do personally believe that my leadership mastermind is just as important as sports and music and all the extracurricular activities that your kids might be doing this year. And so I do want to just get in there and tell you in a few minutes a little bit more about what we do in this mastermind, why it exists, and what you can expect if you decide to join. There are two influential factors in everybody's life, but especially a student's life, right? It is the books you read or the things you consume and the people that you choose to surround yourself with. And the mastermind is all about the books we read and discuss together in a roundtable format. And it is about gathering people who are highly intentioned, who want to grow together by contributing to the conversation and by being willing to think through challenging questions. So, excuse me, this mastermind is for the student who wants to get underneath or behind his life or her life. This mastermind gives you the opportunity to understand who you are becoming through the things that you are doing or are not doing. And those of you who participated in my June challenge or my July 3-day start the school year strong leadership challenge, and you created a personal leadership plan with me over 3 hours in 3 days, you had a taste of what we do in a mastermind without the books, without the teaching from the leadership books that you will have during the school year. But if you enjoyed the process of evaluating your life, your wheel of life, all the segments of your life, your family relationships, your physical health, your academic work, your personal relationship with God, and you enjoyed thinking about your identity and thinking about who you want to be this school year, and you enjoyed thinking through 8 critical areas of your character, right? Your responsibility, your self-control, your sense of self-worth, your confidence, your faith, your integrity, your attitude. These are all areas that you will get to regularly evaluate during the school year. And no, we are not going to evaluate everything every week. We are going to choose different segments to evaluate each week, and we will cycle through each area. But before I move on from this personal leadership plan, remember the 2 quizzes you got to take, right? There were 2 quizzes taken from The Search for Significance, which is the book I have been pushing all year and will continue to push. This is the spine curriculum of the mastermind. You took 2 quizzes that evaluated your relationship with failure and your relationship with rejection. And those are 2 fears, right? The fear of failure and the fear of rejection that you'll continue to struggle with your whole life, but especially through middle school and through high school and through college. And so that's why it's critical for you to get introduced to the idea of your relationship with failure. Yes, you have a relationship with failure, and you have a relationship with the approval of others, right? And the quizzes were opportunities for you to understand yourself and how you react in certain situations, and how you want to grow, and how you want to raise your score, and how you want to overcome fear of failure and fear of rejection, so that you can take more advantage of the opportunities around you and that you don't miss them. Okay, so if you found those conversations and those activities valuable, this year in the Mastermind, we are going to get into it, and we are going to get even deeper, because one thing you are going to get to do this school year is write a personal mission statement. You might be like, what the heck is that? Well, a personal mission statement is a simple but significant project that every person should do, but especially every student should do. Because a personal mission statement is designed to get you to think about the most important parts of you, what you believe, what you stand for, what your core values are, what your core beliefs are, your driving principles. And it gets you to think about your interests, your strengths, your areas of genius, and how you want to contribute to the world. What people do you want to serve, and what problems do you want to solve? These are questions that you will have to think about when you write your personal essay for your college applications. But the benefit of writing your personal mission statement before 11th grade, before 12th grade, is that you can put a lot more thought and a lot more intention into that statement. That is a reflection of you. And my vision, my grand vision for that personal statement is not that it is a piece of paper that, is printed and pasted on your wall. That personal mission statement should feed and inform the activities that you choose to do, the ways you use your time, the things you spend money on, the way you use your summer, the people that you choose to spend time with, the relationships that you need to find and you need to grow and connect with, that are in line with that personal mission statement. See, so I want you to start that statement this year with me, with other people. Okay, and I know, you might be thinking, I can just write that statement by myself, Miss Brenda. I don't need you to do that with me. I don't need a virtual group of friends to do that with me. Yes, you could. I'm not going to argue that you can't. If you are a highly motivated, self-disciplined person who will find a way to write a personal mission statement by yourself and get it done and write a good one that actually is meaningful and accurate and effective, by all means. But if you're like me, I need a lot of accountability. I need encouragement. I need support. I need examples. I need reasons. I need a place that I can do this in, and most importantly, a time that I've committed in my calendar to work on this. And so we are going to work on it together for a designated amount of time in the Mastermind. It's probably going to happen first quarter. The first 12 weeks, we're going to focus on that personal mission statement and on the 12-week goal that you will set. Yes, you are going to be setting a 12-week goal. And if you have already completed your personal leadership plan, you already completed the first step of setting that 12-week goal. All we're going to do is ask you what came out of this personal leadership plan and how do you want to grow this school year. And then we're just going to make it a smarter goal. We're going to make it specific, measurable, actionable, risky, time-keyed, exciting, and relevant. Okay, we use Michael Hyatt's Your Best Year Ever book to set a smarter goal. and we will all have our own goals, including me. And you will get to set a 12-week achievement goal. But in order to reach that achievement goal, you need to come up with a weekly habit that supports that goal, because it's too huge to just go for a 12-week goal. You need a weekly habit that will incrementally give you progress to get to that goal over 12 weeks, which is about 3 months. Okay, so that's a long time to get to a goal. Okay, you might be like, there's no way I'm going to make it. I'm just gonna fail. I'm only gonna make it through like week 3, and then I'm just gonna stop my habit. I wanna say, that's okay. That's normal. You're not gonna be the only one that struggles after 3 weeks. And the value of being in a mastermind group with other committed leaders is that you're going to have support and encouragement. And I will talk you guys through, why we're so non-committal and why we struggle and why we're weak. You know what? It's because we're sinners. We are not perfect people. We don't keep the law. We need to give ourselves grace, and we can give ourselves grace because God gives us grace in Jesus Christ. And this 12-week process is a challenge in and of itself, because you cannot do it on your own strength. You're going to find yourself praying. You're going to find yourself journaling about how hard it is. You're going to want to quit. You're going to want to talk yourself out of the goal. And you're going to say, I have more important things to focus on. And again, that's all part of the process of growth and of learning. That's where we all start when we first start to learn how to set a goal and how to achieve it. But the value of sticking through the process is that you'll learn how to get through what I call the 6-week lull, right? Halfway through, there's like a dip, because the goal is no longer exciting. It's no longer fresh. It's no longer new. It's starting to feel like work. It's starting to be a burden. And that is built into the process. Because if you think about it, anybody can set a 3-week goal and meet it, right? That's not really a huge challenge. But a 12-week goal is actually the minimal amount of time that you need to establish a habit so that it becomes part of your normal rhythm and you don't have to think so hard anymore to make that happen. There was a girl in my mastermind last year who set her goal to pass her Taekwondo exam. She had a written exam and a physical exam. And her 12-week goal was to pass both the written exam and the physical exam. And her habit was to study for 10 minutes, like 4 days a week, to meet that goal. And around week 8, she had already passed her physical exam. Sorry, not her physical exam, her written exam. And I asked her, how's it going? Is it hard to put in that 10 minutes to reach your goal of passing the physical exam? And she said, no, it's actually already been established because I've been doing it 10 minutes 4 times a week. It comes pretty naturally to me now. And so she successfully passed that exam and earned her belt. And that's something I wanted to communicate to you guys. This goal, it's not necessarily something in addition to the things that you're already committed to and doing in your life. It's something that you can use to accomplish something you're already committed to in your life. So if it's a piano competition, then you can use this goal to get yourself to establish a weekly routine to practice for that competition. If it's the math Olympiad, you can use this goal to get yourself to develop a regular habit to study for that math Olympiad, to develop that habit so that you will be, able to crush that Olympiad when you go. So whatever you already have going on in your life, this is an opportunity to make it happen. Whatever you already are set to accomplish this year, use this goal as the opportunity to get it done, right? Another student of mine is going to run for ASB. That is his big goal this year. He told me at the end of the challenge. And his habit is going to be to get his mind in the right place, right? To think about his speech, to think about everything that he needs to put into his campaign. Like, what is his message? What is his tagline going to be? How is he going to interact with the student body so that they get to know him and like him and trust him and then vote for him? So whatever your heart might already be set on, it might have come out of the challenge, or it might be something new that you will discover once we start talking about a 12-week goal, and once we look at the Wheel of Life one more time and look at the areas of your character one more time. You're gonna know how to use this opportunity to set a goal and to establish a weekly habit to do the thing that you want to do. Okay, so I hope that makes sense, and I know that was a long explanation. Another thing you are going to get to do this year is plan your week. Okay, so again, this is not something extra that I want you to be afraid of. This little weekly planner is simply a way for you to think about what you already have going on. Okay, and up here there are 3 check boxes for your top 3 goals, or what I think of as your top 3 priorities this week. Okay, so if you have a math test coming up, if you have a a big project that's due, those are going to be your weekly priorities, and you want to. And the reason we meet at the beginning of the week on a Sunday night or on a Monday night is because leaders plan the week at the beginning of the week, right? Leaders are not planning the week on a Thursday or on a Friday. They're usually planning on a weekend or on Monday. Monday's actually the borderline too late, right? Because the week's already started on Monday. Ideally, you plan on a Sunday evening, right? After you've already rested, you've recreated, you've had your fun on the weekend, you're refreshed, and now you're ready to come into a new week. And so we will spend just a few minutes during our mastermind sessions to plan your week and to get your head in the right headspace to get off weekend mode and get into the work week. Okay, and down here I really love this habit tracker because this gives you a place to track the habit that you've established for yourself. You can check the days that you executed depending on how many days a week you said you were going to execute. Okay, and you just write your habit here and check off the boxes as you execute. And if you didn't execute for whatever reason, it's okay. It's okay to not execute your habit. I just want you to understand why. What happened? Find the pattern of what's going through your head when you choose not to do what you said you were going to do. Okay. One of my students last year, she noticed that every time her grandparents came over, she stayed up too late. And as much as she wanted to hang out with her grandparents, it caused her to have a bad start to her next school day because she would wake up late, she would, miss her morning routine, and then the day begins with stress to get out of the house and get to school, and she's still tired. And so I asked her, well, what can we do about that? And she said, I need to kiss grandma and grandpa goodnight and go to bed. knowing that, you know, they'll come over again. This is not the last time I'm going to see them. But yeah, and that's the choice that she made for herself. And that's what we do, okay? So if all this sounds valuable to you, what would you pay for it? What is it worth to you? And if you never learned to set a goal and you never struggled through it, or you do learn to set a goal, but you're struggling through it in college instead of in middle school, instead of your freshman year in high school, you're struggling with it in your first job because you never learned how to look at your whole week, and you didn't learn how to evaluate your character, your attitude, your integrity, your self-control and responsibility, your confidence, your sense of self-worth, your self-respect. Are you taking action, and are you trusting in God? And you just never get around to prioritizing self-leadership and self-development. What will it cost you later? A job? Will it cause you to get fired? I know that's extreme, but we all know that happens, right? We all know that people lose jobs because they just can't come in on time. They haven't learned to take their words seriously and to learn to follow through on the things that they say they want to do. So I don't know who the Lord has in the mastermind groups this year. I'm trusting God to bring the right students at the right time. And you might say, hey, this year's not the year. We're too busy. We have swim, we have dance, we have Kumon, we have whatever you have going on, right? There are 1,000 good activities to participate in. I just want to say that we know already that in middle school and high school, every year gets harder, every year gets busier, every year is more intense. Next year is probably not going to be any easier than this year. And so I'm a person who believes that you should take an opportunity when it's in front of you. You take the opportunity when it's presented. And yes, you may have to sacrifice. You may have to give something else up, right? Because every yes is a no to something else. I understand that. That's why in my family, I have limited our extracurricular activities because I do want to prioritize this mastermind. I do want to have conversations at home about the concepts we're learning. And, you know, if that speaks to you, then you're supposed to be in this group. I want to partner with you. I want to meet with you on Zoom. I want to talk through what are your desires for your students this year. How do you feel they need to grow, and how can I help you to do that? What kinds of lessons can I design in our mastermind to address some of the concerns that you have? And you know, that's why I'm here. I'm going to have one-on-one meetings with parents and students regularly, because at their stage in middle school and high school, it's all about relationship. Okay, like you're investing in a relationship. You're investing in a piece of my heart. I'm actually going to be praying for your kids. I'm going to be texting them and checking in on them and asking how they're doing, and, you know, like, how are you doing? So, sorry, it's trash day. And so the trash truck just passed by, and Happy is barking. But anyway, I know this is a long video, but I know it's a huge commitment. And so it's okay that it's a long video, because the bigger the commitment, the bigger the explanation, right? And so if you have any questions, I would love to talk to you personally, and I'd love to just address some of your concerns if the time doesn't work. Sunday night's already booked. Monday night's already booked. Please still reach out to me, and I can see if there are enough of you who can meet on another night at another time. it's possible that I can open up another mastermind for that session. I'm looking for a good 6 or 7 people per mastermind to have a good conversation. In our challenge, we had 18. And that was okay. It worked at 18 because there was even more perspectives to learn from, and more feedback, more experiences, more thoughts, more ideas that were being exchanged, and it was a beautiful thing. So these groups are limited, and I am trying to designate Sunday nights now for high school, because high schoolers have been choosing Sundays and middle schoolers have been choosing Mondays. So that's just how it's working out, and I'm totally trusting God for who he's bringing and what their schedules are going to look like. And this whole thing is a step of faith, right? I mean, I am just trusting God for every single piece of this. And I'm just going to do this for as long as he gives me the vision, the conviction, the plan, and the people. Okay? So if you want to be a part of this tribe and you don't want to let this year go by without getting some of these important personal leadership lessons into your kids, I'm here for it. I would love to serve you this year. Okay, you have my contact information, Brenda@WeLeadThis.com. You can text me. A lot of you have my phone number in your phones. I'd love to hear from you. Okay, hope this was helpful. Enjoy the rest of your summer. Bye-bye.